in our discussion, in this our last Sunday here discussing the importance of stewardship as Christians and being good Christian stewards. A couple of weeks ago when I first started the series, I talked about what stewardship is. It's basically the things that are important to you, you will manage. Things that are important to you will put your time, your investments, you will be engaged with those things. So, example, as many of you guys know, last Thursday, I love to run. That's one of my activities, my exercises. I just like to run. And Thursday, with the whole family, we all went down to Canton and ran the Turkey Trot. And Thea Schley was there at the finish line 20 minutes early before I was, helping out from the ground and walking to the donuts and stuff. But I always like running and exercise. I've been doing it for many years, and it's something that as a family we like to do together. And here's a good example. Because I like to run, I engage in it. I like to go out and just put in like 3 or 4 miles and feel good and enjoy it. I put investments into good running shoes and equipment and gear so I can run throughout the year. And so you don't have to push me or prod me. You don't have to guilt me into anything about running. I just will do it. Now I know there's some of you here who don't like running. And so for you to go out to run, forget about 3 or 4 miles, to get you to go run in 1 mile, it's going to take a lot of guilt, a lot of prodding, a lot of shame, a lot of come on, let's go. You're not going to invest with your money to good shoes or equipment and stuff. You don't see any value in that. And that's okay. It's just running. It's good for some, bad for others. That's fine. We're all different. But I think there's a lot of things in life that people find important because it's important for them. It's not a big deal to invest and to engage in that activity. There's a lot of people who like art. I like art. When I take down the 8th graders to Chicago, one of the stops we go to is the Chicago Art Institute. And I love that place. Talk about a museum with some great pieces of art, all kinds of art. A few years ago, when Heather and I went down to Chicago, just the 2 of us, and we spent pretty much the whole day just walking around through the Art Institute. I loved it. But when I take the 8th graders down there, it's our shortest stop. We used to go there, I used to schedule out at least 2 hours. Now I cut it down to an hour, and they're usually done by half an hour. They go in there, I have to take them around and show them some great places. Okay, now go wander. And they all go to the front entrance, just kind of hang out and says, okay, just let us know when it's time to leave. Like, come on. It's like, it takes a lot of guilt and prodding and shaming. It says, come on, look around, enjoy this precious pieces of work and this art that is free before us. And they just like, we'd rather go to Giordano's and get some pizza. I get it, it's so fun, it's fun. Well, when it comes to Christian stewardship, my hope and prayer is that for all of us, as disciples of Jesus, our faith in Jesus is the most important thing. So when it comes to talking about stewardship, I hope it's not an approach that I have to shame you or guilt you, prod you, force you to do things, because the way it's supposed to happen is that because of our faith in Jesus, we feel compelled, we feel free, we are motivated, we are energized to live out our faith in Jesus. That when it comes to missions, when it comes to witnesses, it's something, yes, I want to do. I want to pass my faith on to my children. I want to make sure my children are growing in the Christian church. I want those my neighbors, my friends, to know about Jesus when those opportunities come to share and witness that faith. When it comes to mercy of others, when there's someone who is hurting, there's someone who's lacking, it should move us that out of the love that God has for us and what He did for us in mercy, we are compelled to do the same thing for others. And then above it all, because of our faith in Jesus, we want to continue to grow in that faith in Jesus. We want to stay attached to Jesus. Again, growth in Jesus is our third principle, our third target, if you will, what St. Michael is all about. Not only that we witness our faith and mission and care for mercy for others, but bottom line, we just want to grow in Jesus. We want to grow in Jesus Christ. And we do a lot of things in our ministry to make sure that happens. And that's why we have Sunday school every single Sunday. That's why we offer Bible study. Not just one Bible study class, we offer all kinds of Bible study classes, so something would interest someone that they will go to Bible study. That's why we have church every Sunday. We even include a Wednesday night service. Just in case you missed today, you can go to Wednesday. But since you're all here, you don't have to go Wednesday. If you did miss on Sunday, guess what? You can go on Wednesday. Does everyone know that? I don't know. Do you know that, Phil? Okay, all right, just like it. I don't know. Okay, moving on. It's why we have confirmations, it's why we have youth groups, it's why we have women's meet every Wednesday for women's Bible study, because we all know women need more Bible study than men, I guess. We should have a men's Bible study too, that'd be good too. It's why we have, and I think above it all, it's why we have our day school. Why we support a ministry like our school is so that our kids will grow in faith in Jesus. And something I've said many times, I think one of our greatest gifts that we have here at our church, and one of our greatest ministries that God has given to us is the ministry of our school, and the impact that we can have in our families' lives, in our children's lives, of having this place available for everyone. That's also one of the challenges, I think, is to make this affordable and available for everyone, that tuition and cost doesn't become a hindrance of that ministry. But what a great opportunity that we can give to our families, and not just our families here, but our community. That they can come into this place, and Monday through Friday, throughout the year, of learning and growing in Jesus. In fact, not just with our day school, but all our ministries here. All our different Bible studies, our Sunday school, confirmation, adult Bible study, our youth group, all that we do when we come together to learn and to grow is another opportunity for us to share and talk about Jesus and point people to Jesus, to put your hope and your faith in Jesus. And that's definitely what we do in our day school. And I think there's a lot more we can do to make our day school more intentional. Like, if you come here, we're making you a disciple of Jesus. There was a school I went to in Grand Rapids. It was connected to a national park where they're hiking through the, well, I was there hiking through the trails, actually running through the trails. My family's out in the chicken coop. And the school has chickens. Oh, by the way, where's Mr. Meyer? Is he here? Oh, it's going to come Wednesday night? Okay. I was going to warn Mr. Meyer because my daughter Billy wants to get chickens here at St. Michael. But this is an interesting school. It's an outdoor education school. You go there, you have the regular instruction that it's middle school. Every middle school student would get the same instruction, but they have a chicken coop. They have farm animals there. They have a working farm, and they grow vegetables, and they are teaching these kids how to do these things, these outdoor things of farming and chickens and nature trails and all this stuff. That they spend more time outside and applying their education to these practical things. I think it's a neat way of doing education. I wish they had something like that when I was growing up. But it got me thinking about our school. That we kind of do the same thing. And you come here and you learn your reading, your writing, your math, and your English, and your history. But we can expand that to doing activities and functions and events that gear towards growing in your faith, becoming disciples of Jesus. That in all that we do, Jesus is the focus, of that event. Great example is our kindergarten class. What Dean has done for several years. There every month, she brings her kindergartners with me to the Marquette House. I do a chapel service. In fact, Vern has been taking that over. We do a little worship service for the residents there, and every other month the kindergartners are there to sing and to witness and to love those residents. And they love it when they come. And usually each time they come, they'll make little gifts, little cards to show that they're appreciated and they're loved. But what a great way to raise our children to care about other people and to witness their faith and to sing the joys of Jesus to other people. That's how we grow in our faith. We grow in our faith by not only learning about Jesus, we grow in our faith by living out our faith in Jesus through mercy, through witness, through the care and the love of others. But this is what's key, guys. What needs to be the foundation of it all is our hope in Jesus. The only way we are growing in Jesus, if we are being taught about Jesus, the only way we are growing in our faith is that when Jesus is the center of that activity. And if He's not the center, we're not going to grow. We may grow in other ways, but we're definitely not going to grow in our faith in Jesus. See, well, our biggest temptation when it comes to stewardship, when it comes to church ministry, is that we have a tendency, like sheep, we have a tendency to wander away from our hope in Jesus. We have a tendency to wander away and look for the importance or great things in this world or in society or other forms of education or other truths. And so as we live our lives as Christians, what we need to pray and hold on to and ask God to help us to hold on to, and then we keep Jesus our foundation. So interesting, I want to share this conversation I've been having with some other pastors, and I want to be careful with this because I don't want to bring any criticism to another churchman in our church, but we're all talking about the Reformation service that was down in Lansing. And of course, this is what pastors do. Maybe pastors should do this, but it's what pastors do. But we're all talking about the sermon, all right? You know how pastors are. You know, you sit back like, well, if I was preaching, I would have done this. You know, I would preach that. And so we're all talking about the sermon, and it was a fine sermon, and Pastor Pat Ferry is a fine churchman. He's a great leader of the church, and I have a great respect for him. But I was just a little surprised, and this is my opinion, I could be wrong, maybe I wasn't paying attention, that this being a Reformation service would be a great opportunity just to proclaim and bring forth the gospel of Jesus. And I just feel like the sermon itself, which was a fine sermon, really emphasized, and which is an important theme, really emphasized about us going. We kind of took that ironic twist there, that Reformation is about here I stand as a great model of the Lutherans, like, you know, we're fiercely loyal to the gospel of Jesus. So here we stand, and we're not going to move on the gospel of Jesus Christ. This is going to be the foundation of our church, which is a great theme of the Lutherans. But he kind of makes a twist and says, no, we can't be standing here, we need to go. We need to go out with the gospel of Jesus, which is an important part of what we do. But I just feel like there was a great opportunity to bring more of why we go is because of Jesus. Then that's kind of where I was going with the conversation until someone made this comment. He goes, you know, a lot of pastors are saying that, but a lot of my people said that was the best sermon and they feel really connected. And I was expecting that statement. And I'm sure a lot of people were connected with that sermon. Eternally, I was saying to myself, well, why? And we kind of ended the conversation there, but I've been down with that statement, is that why was people were connected with that servant, would they have been less connected if he brought in more Jesus? See, the only way we're going to grow, though, the only way we're going to be connected with each other and connected in this church, if Jesus is the one we're being connected to. And that's why it's an important part of our ministry here at St. Michael. We want to support the ministries here at St. Michael and are involved in these ministries. Because these ministries connect us to Jesus. We need to grow in Jesus. And anytime we come together, whether it's Sunday morning, Wednesday night, in our day school, in our Bible studies, in confirmation, in youth group, in quilters, whenever we come together, let's come together because of Jesus. We need more Jesus in this world. And we have a lot of people in this world who need to know about Jesus. And the reason why is because of Matthew 25. You know, I don't know what your reaction to that story of the goats and the sheep. You know, when Judgment Day comes, Jesus will separate, you know, in two halves, the goats and the sheep. And the goats are those who did do works of mercy and righteousness, and the sheep are those who did the works of righteousness. And it makes you kind of think, well, are we saved based on the fact that we did things? And the reality of it is, who are all of us? Are you sheep or goats by nature? And by nature, most of us, well, I say most of us, all of us, including me, by nature we're like goats. Or by nature we're like sheep who wander away. That's the reality. And one thing I teach in religion class at our school is that there's no there's no sinful person in heaven. That's basically what Jesus is saying. No one sinful is going to heaven. And I'll say that to you guys. If you're sinful, you ain't going to heaven. That should scare you. Because if you're all honest with yourself, you should be telling yourself, well, I'm a sinful person, and the pastor said I can't go to heaven. Well, I thought I was going to heaven. You're not going to heaven if you're sinful. Because I know we have to love our neighbor as ourselves. We have to love God with all heart, mind, and body. So what hope do we have? And hope is what, guys? Jesus Christ. Because Jesus Christ went to the cross and he died for all of us. He became a goat. He became sin for us on the cross. So as Paul says in Romans 3, there's a righteousness that comes to us apart from the law. And that righteousness is faith in Jesus. That's why Matthew 25, we are regarded as a sheep, not by our righteous acts, but we are regarded as sheep by the mercy of Jesus, who lived righteously for us. That's why we grow in Jesus. That's why we have a ministry that reaches out into this world and bring people into knowing that they have the mercy of God through Jesus. And when they come into our fellowship and become disciples, we want to encourage and make sure everyone continues to grow in Jesus. So that when he comes, all of us will be ready. We'll have that light that's burning with us and be able to follow our Master into the heavenly home that he has prepared for us. And so that's stewardship. It's really what Ezekiel says. Stewardship is Jesus coming to us, rescuing us, making us his sheep, he being the good shepherd. and we live our lives in a gift of faith, following as the Good Shepherd. Amen. You please rise.